set the table for us and let us know what's going on today.
Okay, we're here for the parole hearing of Glenn Rahan Doneghy. He killed Officer Brian Durman in April of 2010 and was subsequently found guilty by the Fayette County jury, who recommended a sentence of 30 years. Kentucky law already takes that down because they're C&D felonies to only allow for stacking of the time of 20 years. Then from that amount of time, all sorts of other laws, rules, regulations, policies impact families to make them feel responsible for asking a parole board to keep somebody incarcerated for the time that they were told they had to serve. We are now only 4 years after the jury recommended 30 years and already having to bring this family together to come to the parole board to beg to keep him in.
And what's your involvement or your role in this process?
I was the victim advocate for the family during the process from the time that our office received the case to the time that the case was adjudicated by the jury. And because of that and working closely with the family, you remain close, you remain involved, you remain very aware of the issues that families are facing, such as having to come to the parole board to ask for somebody to be kept in, and our office tries to support those efforts. That's why we're here today. But in this case, after working with the officer's wife, Brandy Durman, as a crime victim, she also came and did an internship with our office, getting her social work degree. So we've had both personal and professional roles since this tragedy occurred, and I support her in both.
Thank you so much for your time. Hi, we're here with Ms. Durman. Tell us a little bit about the petition that's going around right now.
We have over 11,000 signatures, 11,818 to be exact. They are from all over the globe. 11 different countries responded. All 50 states have members represented on the petition. And we are just so thankful that these law enforcement families and law enforcement members got on board for our cause because they believe in it and they believe that cop killers shouldn't be paroled.
And that's what the petition is for, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Larkin Walker and we're here with Ronnie Bastin. Why are you here today?
I'm here to support Brandy Durman and all the family members and representatives from the Division of Police who were colleagues and good friends with Brian Durman.
And what's your fondest memory of Brian?
Well, Brian was just such an energetic young man who was excited about what he did. He really contributed to the community, and I just remember a young guy, young father, young husband that was full of life.
And what have you learned from Brian, and what do you hope to carry on?
Well, I think we all learned as an agency that you can't take anything for granted, that this job does have dangers, and it's very important that we all work together to make sure that we go home.
Hi, I'm Larkin Walker here today with Officer Karstner. Why are you here today?
I'm here today because I was a first responder to the incident on April 29, 2010. Okay.
And what is your fondest memory of Brian?
Brian was a true police officer. He was a young man who was always smiling. I don't think I ever went to work and saw him on any day where he wasn't grinning from ear to ear.
And what do you take away from that? What have you learned from him, and what do you continue to spread?
I think I'd be blessed if I had half the patience that Brian had and the compassion that Brian had for his job. And I think that every officer that takes a position with our agency should try to live up to that same standard.
Hi, we're here with Priscilla Walls, and she is very passionate about this, and I'll let her explain why.
My husband was Billy Ray Walls. He was a deputy sheriff in Jessamine County. He was killed in 2001, November 13th of 2001. And being a survivor of law enforcement, we really do like to stay within the community and help other survivors, let them know that we're here, even though it's almost been 13 years for myself. It's still close to home, and we want to make sure that the family members and the survivors know that we're always here.
And outside of being here today, what else do you do to help support and be there for the families of these kind of tragedies?
I'm involved in an organization called COPS, Concerns of Police Survivors, and we always make sure that when an officer's killed that we stay in contact with the family and with them and make sure that they know that unfortunately through the tragedy that they are experiencing that you will survive and you will come through it, and eventually you will have a smile on your face. And so we always make sure that we have seasoned survivors come to survivors that are unfortunately experiencing it at that time.
Well, thank you so much for everything that you do, and we appreciate this. So is the petition mostly signed by just basic members of the community, or are there more officials or police officers that signed it?
There's a mixture. There is a large majority of law enforcement and law enforcement families, because they want to know that if something were to happen to them, that they would be represented in the same way, and that their family would receive justice as well.
Thank you so much.